Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here. I really want to talk about this potential record cold air that's going to hit the eastern part of the country Monday, Tuesday of next week, and there could also be some snow. So what are the ingredients for this? Well, this is the first piece right here. Large area of low pressure. This is water vapor satellite imagery. A powerful jet stream roaring into the west coast. Moisture in the whites and the blues here on this water vapor. So this is one area of low pressure. There's also a second piece to this puzzle, and let me show it to you right here. So these are atmospheric pressure anomalies. Let me start at the beginning. So right there, that's the one we just looked at. The second one is right here, this polar vortex. So there's piece one, there's piece two. Both of these will combine right there. See what happens? By Monday, Tuesday, the resulting merger, which is this massive drop in atmospheric pressure, that's a big pressure anomaly, that is going to be pulling down colder air and potentially even some snow into the Midwest, maybe even down into Tennessee. But what's happening here are these two areas of low pressure, the polar vortex and that low, are going to buckle the jet stream. And that's the key to all this. You have to pull the jet stream down. Let me zoom in on that pressure anomaly right there. So that's Monday, Tuesday. And guys, this is about -4 standard deviations below the 20-year normal. So those pressures are really deep. In other words, that's what we're talking about. So that area of low pressure is significant by Monday, Tuesday. Cold air, maybe even some snow. Here's what the jet stream is going to look like. And again, the key feature will be the dip in the jet stream, the buckle right there at the end of the frame. See how this amplifies? Those two areas of low pressure will amplify this and to one large area, one deep area of low pressure right there. So it opens the door. It opens the door to cooler air to come south out of Canada, spill across the Great Lakes. We'll probably see lake effect snow off of Lake Michigan and also Lake Erie with this. And look how far south that jet is. It's right over the top of Florida. Guys, so that means we're going to see some pretty chilly air down in Florida. Here's the air temperature anomalies. A couple of things to note here. What you see out west, these are all warmer than normal temperatures. We're probably talking 15 to 25 degrees above normal with a giant area of high pressure. This is Monday, Tuesday. And then all of your pressure or your temperature anomalies over here, these are all colder than normal. Probably talking 20 to 25, maybe even 30 degrees below normal in that area. And that corresponds to the big dip in the jet stream, which will be sitting right there. So it's going to be much colder. The question is, well, how much colder? Look at these air temperature forecasts here. So you're looking at Florida, and the northern third of Florida, temperatures are in the 30s up there. And then you're looking at 40s down here across the remainder of Florida. So 30s and 40s forecast for probably Monday and Tuesday mornings in Florida. Look at Atlanta at 27. This is on Tuesday morning. So 27 forecast low Tuesday morning Atlanta. All 20s up here into Tennessee. Looking at 20s and 30s through Alabama and Mississippi. Looks like 30s and 40s down around New Orleans. And all 30s across the Grand Strand, Myrtle Beach. So this is a significant air mass, and no question that record cold temperatures are on the board here with these kind of numbers. I mean, sub-freezing here through a lot of areas. Let's look at snowfall. Now this is fascinating. So anywhere you see the pink or the purple, that's over 6 inches. So there's a lot of places that could get over 6. Look at this lake effect in Cleveland, Erie, a little bit of Buffalo. Looking at lake effect northwest Indiana, up near where I went to school, Valparaiso. Going to see some lake effect there. Through Grand Rapids. Going to have to watch Detroit. Looks like you're right on the line. That is fascinating. But look at all of this forecast snow. Now, it's very light down here in Tennessee, but once you get up into the Appalachians, I mean, you could be talking a few inches of accumulation, but even in Nashville, you could see a trace, half of an inch of accumulation. And the irony here is, with all of this snow forecast for the Midwest, the Mid-Atlantic, the East Coast. In Denver, we haven't had snow in over 200 days. We haven't even seen our first snow yet, our first measurable snow. And it's not even on the horizon at this point. And so all of these areas that pick up measurable snow are going to beat out Denver for the first snowfall. Pretty ironic there. Let me show you the snow plume. This is for Cleveland, Ohio. So this ensemble mean cranks out about 5.5 inches of snow. It's all lake effect, and you can see where it happens right here. Big acceleration up early next week between late Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and is when most of that happens. Some of the error bars are up around 8 or 9 inches, so that's the extreme case. But lake effect snow, here it comes. Record cold air, all because of a pattern shift, and you've got that big dip in the jet stream. Guys, thanks for tuning in here. Always appreciate it. Take care.